right? For the DXY, we're still looking in the group. We were looking for more up to come, and that's what we had from the beginning of the week, and continuation of the up move. And so we go into this week, continuation of the up move. This is a perfect equal highs that shall be broken, and continuation of the up move. How far? Let's see if that's what I'm looking at. Okay, already retested. Maybe it dropped to the downside. Do we have a daily here? This looks good. Daily retest. Yeah, any drop from here would be looking for a buy opportunity to the upside. So maybe potentially we can have a drop towards these areas, and then continuation of the up move. And more up to come. If this is gonna play out, that should take DXY towards 96, 97 areas. Move to the pound, same thing. Retest of this area, continuation of the down move. More down to come. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Watching 132,500. Exactly, retest of this, more down to come. Any break above it, we'll reassess on Wednesday. Euro going as planned, still more to come. Any sell setup during the session, during the day, switch of the day, depends what kind of a session you trade, would be looking for a sell. USD CAD, more up to come. Continuation of the up move. Though I have a question here that might be answered. Exactly. This looks complete. If this looks complete, we might have a type of a three wave. How that three wave would come, I cannot say how far it might go. Okay, if you look at the higher time frames, that what is the retest monthly. We are at the monthly candle. We are at the monthly candle down here. 3-month candle. We retested it. Retested the top. So what I'm looking at from higher time frames which is on the daily time frames, which is daily, 2-day, 3-day candle. Most likely we'll be watching this area 1.25. And looking for more up. That if that plays out, if it just, you see it drop straight down to 1.25 something, there's the daily here, there's the 3-day. Okay, let's take it step by step. We have first this one. Oh, come on, take the ones from here. I'm just reading my thoughts out, how I look at the charts, because that's a pair that I trade. Maybe some of you can benefit from how I look at it.
Yeah, this is something that I find quite often, where you have a buy setup, like two buy setups. One of them, a higher time frame than the other. It's like, which one is going to give you the buy? And I guess you try it and then get stopped out and buy the next one that's 1% lower.
Exactly.
Keep getting stopped out. Yeah.
Exactly. It depends on the session too, right? Like why I trade USD CAD. USD CAD, I have two comparisons I can look at. I can look at the DXY and I can look at the oil. So these two have to be opposite each other. So I have to see the XY pumping to the upside with oil pumping to the downside for me to have an up move on this. So I compare these two together for me to have a better session, what I should be looking for. And the most important thing is the highs and the lows of that session. So so for this, what we have here, we have on the daily, this is the first buy setup, which can put us on lower time frames as these highs have been taken out. The highs of the week has been highlighted. Let's move first to, let's go to the weekly before I go to the monthly. And where did the month start? There you go. That was the monthly candle. So this is the low of the monthly candle price range. This is the low of the monthly candle, and this is the high of the monthly candle. From statistically talking and looking at the range of this pair usually moves on monthly basis. You can go and check it out, and whoever took the course knows what I'm talking about. So statistically talking, monthly range is between 300, 400, 450, around that. And if you look where we are, we're almost reaching the weekly candle that above here. So is it wise to continue looking for the buys? We are reaching the maximum of that monthly. So if that was the opening of the month right here on the first, if that was the opening of the month, if you go over certain criterias, you would see at least when we open, it goes for the range, close back. The closing of the month is around 250, maximum 300 pips. So we are at the maximum of the range. Is it possible to see something like massive pump to the upside and then a massive pump to the downside, closing it where it's supposed to be closing? I doubt that's gonna play out. Okay, unless if there's massive news that's coming in, something that's gonna trigger the whole market out, especially in the oil sector. Okay, I heard something about China oil in the news, so I don't know if that can trigger something in the oil sector. So back to our point of view. So these are all stuff that on the back of my mind I keep, that we are at the high of the range. That's one. Second, we have this daily candle that I'm looking for a retest and continuation, because I do not tell the price what to do, I just keep that in my own mind. And we have the 2-day the 3-day candle for continuation, retest and continuation. Okay, so I go lower. I saw that this leg is finished. Okay, according to way I look at it, this leg looks complete. Is it gonna have something like retest or retest and continuation, where this is one leg and then maybe something like this back again before moving back up? That's one. Two, we might have something like this, goes up, continuation, dump back again, close at the month around the 300 range, which is still in the range that this pair moves, and then continuation for December. That's a second way to look at it. Third way, we might have something, a very strong move to the downside, correcting all this whole move, where we open the monthly range around here, and that would take us to closing around, oops, sorry about that would take us to closing around 150 174 area. Okay, so these are the three scenarios that I'm looking at. The only thing is how to trade that, how to reach to that area. Now, first of all, should I sell from here? I would be looking for a buy continuation of the up move, especially if you look at the DXY2. I'll be looking for more buys, taking out that equal highs that are right there. On Mondays, usually I do not trade. On Tuesdays, Wednesdays, that's basically what I would be looking for continuation of the up move. Let's say on a Wednesday, I'm just giving scenarios, okay, on Tuesday, okay, this did something like this and we are around these areas, okay, and New York happened and I saw accumulation, drop and back up. I'll be buying up here. I will not be aggressively buying the break of this accumulation. I'll be buying after consider. Why? Because I have a buy down here. So if I buy here, I'll be holding for this to be invalid, and for this to be invalid is all the way down here. So you see how I divided my setups into sections, because I have different invalidation now, which is the daily and the 3-day, for more up to come. So instead of holding, I will not buy an aggressive buy around these areas. Sometimes you buy aggressive buys if there's only one setup and the invalidation is near here. Okay, so that's one I would be looking at. But if, for example, we come Monday, we did the same thing, we came, we break up, we did accumulation, and pre-New York accumulated like this, and we're closing underneath the daily and retesting this one, I would wait for the move to grab liquidity from under before continuation of the up move. Keep in mind the power of 3 that I explained it in the course. The power of 3s: first hit, second hit, third hit towards the 3-day candle before moving up there. So to answer your question, Kimo, which setup would play? it depends on the session and the inner liquidity that they form. If price just comes and shoots here and goes back up, I don't have a buy here. I do not place an order just to buy out of the daily because there's a candle, just because this is overpriced. No, I would wait for my session. It's all about the timing. I will wait. This pair moves in New York most of the time, and when it starts to move, let's say it grabbed liquidity, confirmed it, and moved. Tuesday, okay, they took out the low of the Monday. This is the low of the Monday right here. Let me explain it back again. Okay, so it did that. That was the low of the Monday. Arranged around here. They took out the low. That's Tuesday. And I will take the buy if they take out the low. If the low of the Monday that was not taken out, I would wait for it. This can very simply be something like this. Accumulation, break. Oops, sorry about that. Just 1 second, Bossman wants
break and then dump.
yeah, exactly. Accumulation, break, and then dumps. Then my setup for the upcoming week, which is Wednesday, is a retest of this and then dumping to the downside. That means the third scenario would be playing out where this can stop around the 170 area that I measured where we're closing the month. So that's how you need to consider in taking a trade or trying to see just a probability where price might go in the upcoming week.
Yeah, have your trading plan and then wait for your interest zone and wait for your setup inside your interest zone.
That's what it is. So hopefully I answered your question concerning the daily. When you have 2 buys and 3 buys, it all depends on the session. It all depends on the timing of that session. Where are we? On the daily, are we under? Maybe we would come towards these areas and then pump. So there's a potential for you to sell if it fits your criteria, right? If it fits your criteria, there's a potential for it to sell and come down if you have time, if you are day trading it. Right? It depends on the session. You are a day trader. It's different how you approach it. And it all has to do with the highs and the lows of the previous day or the previous session. Mark these. Learn how to identify them. Okay? Try not to say this is the high. Yes, I saw it and I said this might be the complete wave. This can dump from here very aggressively. This can be a very strong dump. Something like this. But how do I confirm this? Where's the last line where I can, which is below this, right? Which is below this. There's nothing underneath it anymore. We're staying above this. We're still looking for more buys. Divide yourself. Divide your invalidation and validation of these. Believe me, what you call it, investors are not gonna buy just random price around these areas and buy it because they want to buy it. Go back test, see the candles on higher time frames, how they are forming. Like, let's see, like this candle right here. like this candle right here. Like this is just one time frame, right? That's the monthly 3-month breaker. Retest of this one, retest of this, and it dumped. What else? Go to the daily. Let's look at different candles on the daily. This setup, retest, buy, retest, buy. It's not just random. It's accumulation of price, accumulation of orders that need to be filled. Hopefully that was helpful. Let's continue. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking for more direction. Keep in mind, we might have a very strong dump on the DXY on the rest, but I try not to say what it needs to be done. Like on Friday after the live that we did, I was looking for more buys. Okay, but I don't know if Tommy, if you remember, I said I'm looking for. I wasn't gonna say it on live but this is looking for something like this, right? For this dump, and I sold this towards the retest of this area, and I closed my day. I bought this towards the highs, and I sold this after retest of this candle right there, and that's it. These, by experience, you can build them by looking, by studying the pair that you're trading. If you are constantly moving from 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 pairs, you're not gonna have that consistency. You're not gonna understand when this pair moves. You're gonna have random moves. Okay, let's place 5 bets and let's see which one it will go. Trying to grab all of them, or one of these 5 bets. There is a strategy to trade that. Anyways, for AU, we're still looking for more sells to come. I don't know what happened to my PC. It's just sudden. Anyways, looking for more sells, retesting the 0.71. Silver, we are retesting the, if I'm not mistaken, the daily breaker, and there's underneath the daily breaker there's this. So watch these areas for more up to come. For the time being, we're forming sell orders to the downside. Watch this area for continuation of the up move. These highs, equal highs, were taken out as we explained it. Okay, now we might have a test of this area for more continuation of the up move. If this area is broken, we'll be looking towards $24 for more up to come. Gold, same thing, retest of the equal highs that we were eyeing and looking for. This is the 2-week candle, almost reached there, not quite, but that was a target where you should have taken some profit, if not all. Now, is this gonna play out? Let's see. If you have a sell setup to take to the low here, if it fits your criteria, if you're day trading it, why not? Take it. The highs have been taken out. This can go deeper than that. But for the time being, this is the area I'll be watching for more continuation of the up move. Any break below this will update on Wednesday. We might come down all the way to 1800 and see how far it might take us. Oil. That was a trade identified in the midweek sessions. Retest of this area, higher time frame candle, more down to come. Watching the $74, these lows that are down here. Okay, so if you are not in a sell, would watch this area. Maybe we might have something like this and then dump if you are not already in a sell. Opportunity for you to join the festival of the shorts. Let me finish the indices and Forex before I move to the crypto. For the indices, I'm looking for more continuation of the up move. It's just looking at US 30 and you looking at S&P 500 and the NAS. Let me just do a quick comparison on that. Okay, US 30, it is consolidation in this area, consolidating in this area. S&P 500, I mean. US 30, we are reaching a monthly candle. So watching this area for continuation of the up move. And NAS, same, any buy setup which we had in our session at the 4 hour, if I'm not mistaken, exactly. Retest continuation of the up move. So US 30 is reaching an area where it can continue the up move. S&P 500, it is in an area where it can continue the up move, and NAS, it is continuing the up move. But if you look at NAS, the way I measure it, we are in the interest zone, but I don't pick tops, right? So we are an interest zone. US 30 is a very strong move to the downside. Yes, we're reaching this area. We broke this structure. It never completed to the upside. On the contrary, it went all the way down. So this can be the start of a deeper correction, where NAS already completed its move. US 30 was a fail and already started the move to the downside, and S&P 500, it is almost completing the move, where it can dump something like this, if not deeper. So just keep that in mind, okay? But for the time being, as indicated on the higher time frames, okay, we are reaching on US 30 for more up to come. S&P 500, we are in an area where we can look for more buys. Let me zoom into that. It has a decent setup. Invalidation of this setup is somewhere around 46.80 for more up to come. According to the 4 hour on the S&P 500, this can go all the way towards 4800, if I'm not mistaken. Exactly 4800. for this move to be over. But just keep in mind what I said earlier. Don't let it create fear, or because when you start seeing the market as the top, we're reaching the top, we're reaching this, we might reverse. Okay, we might buying the top or buying or selling the bottom. You will create fear and you will not be able to trade and catch decent moves. Catch where everybody's placing their stops. That's where the market would go. So watch these. Don't let that create fear for you, what I just explained. Hopefully it made sense. Hopefully I explained it in a decent way. Okay, UK FTSE, we identified the short. It never came to our short. I know Mikey, you he was here when we started. Wow, he left. Okay, so still looking dumpy towards 7,100, these areas, and let's see how it's gonna react around these areas. Maybe continuation on up move, but for the time being, any sell setup I would take. Platinum for Mr. Sarge, which I'm not seeing for a quite of time. Hopefully you're alright, and hit me up whenever you have time. For the platinum, what it is actually forming. Oh, come on. Okay, this was respected. This was respected. This looks complete. Okay, from what I see here, that was break of the low, break low, break high, retest, continuation of the up move. That's from the 3-month perspective. Let's go lower. This is a decent area to watch. Right here or right here, a retest of this or retest. This is the zone. You should be watching for that move on the 3-month. Exactly, on the daily you have another area where we can watch, which was never retested. So you should be watching. Most likely we would have something like this, create something, come back down before any up move. So for the upcoming week, I'll be looking for some kind of sell or wait for it to come down here and look for an investment towards the upside. That's something to watch, and now I'm gonna put it personally on my watch list. This is one of the commodity schema that you should be looking at too.
There's a leg up top that looks like we just finished matching it.
Up here?
Yeah, that leg, we just completed that, and those look like they match. So maybe we have a spike down, shake everybody out before continuing up.
The thing, it broke the 1618. That's why I'm looking at the retest of this before.
There, we're still above the box on the
Yeah, that's the thing. And
lower
if you look
time
at the
frame.
3 month, it's clear for me. That was the shake, retest, and pump. If you look at, I can give you an example of that right there. It repeats, man. No, it doesn't. Same thing like here, right here, right? This shake, break, retest this area, and then continuation of the up move. It repeats over and over, same setup. Anyways, BTC. For BTC, if you look at the higher time frames, let's take it step by step. If you look at the higher time frames, we just retested the breaker block. Why I have this one? Take it away. We just retested the breaker block, and yes, the weekly is looking very strong dumpy. Same thing like this one, same thing like this one, same thing like this, same thing like this. Okay, so we might have another pull to the upside, which I'm looking towards, or a consolidation in this area. Now, from the perspective that I just said, accumulation, which is, thank you, which is this, break above, break under, continuation of the up move. That's one perspective. Is it confirmed? I can take you, it will be confirmed, and there's a buy setup, which it's already started. I wanted to explain that before it starts. Anyways, that was the buy setup that when we started the session was there for more continuation of the up move. The invalidation of this setup is just right here. And let it move. Explained earlier, which I explained it in our midweek sessions, where this and this play together, and this whole move is just one correction towards this and this, and this is a completed move. We might have another accumulation form, or just a continuation of the up move. Keep in mind, we look at price in as 3 waves, as the moves as a 3 wave move. So that's an 8 hour, which is beautiful. The 4 hour is also there. Any break underneath that will send price towards the 5150 area, which it can go deeper than that too. But let's take it step by step. Any break of this, we'll reassess in the midweek session for more sells to come. But for the time being, I will start looking for my buys. As I said on Friday, try not to look for the bottoms and the tops. Let the price move. The opportunity would come. Let's move. There's another opportunity around these areas. Retest of this. And always pay yourself as you go. Same thing for ETH. Buy setup around these areas. Invalidation is down here. This is complete. We might have a very strong pump to the upside. Or we might have just this, just something like this, retest of this box, and then dump to the downside. But for time being, what price is telling us on the daily, that's a buy setup. 2 day, that's a buy setup. 3 day, retest of this area, forming a buy setup for you around here. And so on and so on. XRP, if everything is pumping, this is gonna consolidate. I really don't like this pair. Same thing like NU in the Forex. So I don't like how it moves. It's very slow, man. And when it moves very fast. So it's like gambling. So I would leave it alone. Dot. Mr. Dave, is he still here? Yes.
I am here, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Last week you were looking for some kind of buy, right? I told you be careful with it. Hopefully you listen to me.
I did, as always.
For I would go all into 500, Dave.
Excellent.
If I'm looking for a buy, I would look for a buy around these areas. As we speak here, but you already missed it, the move on the retest of this one on the 4 hour. I will let this move do something like this, retest of this open. I'll let the daily close. There's 3 hours for the daily to close. I'll let the daily close above here, create some kind of double top, comes back down, retest of this candle, and I would look for my buy. I would start taking profits something around here and let the rest run, targeting these highs. That was a good setup for you to buy. They will close the daily above the open on most of them. Same thing for BTC. Let it close above, retest, take it. ETH, the same thing. I really like ETH concept. Where I saw it on the 2 day. Yes, this area 4200. Anyways, hopefully that was helpful. Keep in mind, learn how to pay yourself and try not to predict the market. Trade the setup that is in front of you. Take it part by part. Learn how to identify if this closes above here, retest of this candle can push and break this highs. So you can go lower time frames for like an hour more left. Let this one close. As long as we don't break this, let this one close around here. Watch 43,350 for the break of this high. Learn how to pay yourself. Learn how to, before taking a trade, how much you're risking per trade, per setup. Try not to trade the chart, trade the setup. The setup that can give you good risk to reward and hit your daily target. Most important thing is put the daily target, weekly target, monthly target, either per loss or per wins. It will make your trading much more easier. And do not predict tops and bottoms. Have a great week. Anything, hit me up in the chat. This week I'm more free. I will be more around and I will update most of the charts as we move on during the week. Trade safe and enjoy what you're doing.
No more headaches.
Yeah.
Don't have any more headaches.
Hopefully not.